Explain about inheritance in Java.
Inheritance enables us to derive the parent class features into child class.
This guy mucked up the answer. Let me test him again. What is the difference between interface and inheritance? Yeah, I'm right. He is a blah blah guy.
What did you notice? I will give you some time. Think of it for 2 seconds. That candidate is underconfident. Do you agree with me? Say the answer to yourself. Do you agree with me? Yes or no or doubtful? I could read your minds. Most of you are doubtful that if the candidate is really underconfident or not. Okay. How do I know that that candidate is underconfident, or how can I prove it to you on this stage? If you go back and look at that video carefully, let me tell you that candidate is leaning forward. He is very tensed. You can see it on his face. And while giving his answers, he was not able to deliver those answers smoothly. And while answering, he is using broken sentences. That means his communication is not clear, and repetition of words is observed. I gave you 5 observations, and the interviewer is quick enough to realize that. If you look at this screenshot, you could clearly see that all the characteristics that were mentioned here under this underconfident category are applicable to this candidate who was seen in this scenario. Okay, I showed this slide to you during the start of in the introduction session itself. Okay, this candidate is underconfident, but why? Any guesses? In an interview, if the candidate feels himself to be underconfident, it's only because of 3 reasons. Okay, I will list down those 3 reasons. First one, it may be due to fear. Second one, it may be due to pressure. Third one may be a combination of both fear and pressure. These are only 3 reasons which makes a candidate feel underconfident in an interview. And if you observe that video carefully, after the first answer itself, that interviewer made up her mind that this fellow or this candidate is underconfident. By looking at his posture itself, interviewer was quick enough to judge that this candidate is underconfident. She didn't even listen to the answer completely. That's the level of an interviewer, and that's the reason she is sitting in that interviewer position. Okay, now here is an interesting analysis. I have a question to you, all of you. In the previous scenario, do you think that this candidate doesn't know the answer? If you think so, you are mistaken. Okay, actually he knows the answer, but due to pressure or fear, any of the reasons, he is not able to present it well. And presentation is not the right word. He is not up to that level. Even he is not able to deliver it well. The answer is not coming from his mouth freely. And why did it happen like this? Understand carefully. In my research, I found that more than 90% of the BTech students are like this. They are not able to speak freely in front of the panel. Why? Why is it happening? Let me give you a background. It may happen to any of the candidates. Even it may happen to you who are watching this video with all the dedication and commitment that I want an IT job at any cost. Even to you also it may happen. Why? It happens when you don't understand the interview process and you are not following a right approach. Okay, then it happens like this. Firstly, you have to remember 2 points. It is an interview, and second point is these are not your semester end examinations. Let me repeat it for you. This is an interview, and second point is these are not your semester end examinations. If you plan to do a night out and thinking of coming to the interview next day and performing in those 20 to 25 minutes, it is not going to happen. it will not work at any cost. You have to prepare well in advance. Your planning should be like, in June I will be preparing for Java, in July I will be preparing for data structures. Likewise you have to plan. But most of the students, when I say most, more than 90% of the students will be wasting their time on social media and other platforms like watching Netflix and spending time on Facebook and Insta Reels and all these things. And finally, 1 week before the interview, they realize that this interview is very important to us. Okay, then what will they do? They will start searching. They will start searching for important interview questions in Java on internet. Likewise, they will search important questions for each subject on the internet. They will get a list of questions. They will mug up answers for all these questions without actually understanding the concepts. And this mugging up gives the pressure. Why? Once you mug up, you have to memorize the answer. You can memorize a small formula, but you cannot memorize the whole concept. That too, not one concept. You have to memorize all the concepts from one subject, second subject, third subject, and the list goes on. It will not happen practically. And finally, what happens? These students will spoil the interview, like the candidate which we have seen in the previous scenario, what he did. Likewise, all the students will spoil their opportunities. See, human brain is designed in such a way that it can store and retrieve the information only if it understands the composition of that information or data. Without actually understanding the concept, if you simply mug up, when a question is put to you, your brain cannot work properly and cannot retrieve the information what you have mugged up. Let me explain you. If you don't know what the concept is, its background, its application, and all, your brain will not be able to store all that information. So understand and analyze the concept thoroughly, and that gives you confidence. Simply speaking, understanding gives you confidence, while mugging up gives you pressure. When your confidence is high, your presentation will be superb. But instead, if you mug up and if the pressure is high, your performance will come down. It will bring down your performance drastically. That's what you have seen in the previous scenario. Okay, it's quite natural, right? Finally, you will screw up the opportunity. Listen, I'm saying you will screw up the opportunity, not the interview. Hope you understand. Okay, it all happens with the last minute preparation. So avoid last minute preparation and prepare well in advance for an interview. Arey yaar, after all, it is an interview, yaar. It's a defining moment of your career. It's a defining moment of your life. You have to be little careful. Okay, so plan for your preparation in well advance and don't mug up. Understand and analyze the concepts thoroughly.